Hey guys, and welcome back to the tutorial walkthrough of this war of mine, where I go through everything you'll need to know in order to play this game and to play this game well and eventually win. Last time we went through the initial starting out where you control your characters and start to go through everything in the house, and then we also did the first night where we went and scavenged at a very safe location to understand kind of those mechanics as well. Now we need to move forward and see what we are going to do on day 2. The main thing I want to do is to use our tools that we made yesterday to break through and finish off scavenging this location. We'll also start to look at the other things that we need to build. So first things first, I'm getting these two guys to go and do those things, while Katja, who is going to go over here and is going to start doing all the other things. It's worth noting that we have got Katja as hungry and tired now. This is as expected. She didn't sleep last night and is hungry. Therefore, she was, because she was on guard, she therefore didn't sleep at all, and she hasn't eaten in a day, so therefore she is hungry. If I go to Bruno, he is slightly sick, but he slept poorly, and that's because he slept on the floor. They are still able to do all these things when they are slightly kind of hungry, tired, or whatever. And as you'd think, Pavel is hungry and tired as well, but that's mainly because of the same reasons that Katja is. So let us have a look at what else we can build and what else we would need to build. So the first things that we are going to need to build 100% is we are going to need to build the bed. Because a bed means that people who are unwell are able to sleep and are able to get better, and also means that people are able to sleep better through the night. So I'm going to try and just build one of them for now, because we're going to need to work it all out. But once this has been built, I'm going to let Pavel sleep in the day, because then he can then sleep in the day and go out scavenging at night, and we can kind of work our way through from there. So you should go over there, Bruno, and do this, and you should start working on this Pavel. Good. See, this is something we found last night, jewellery. There is normally some in the house that you start in, so hopefully you can grab hold of that. And we'll start to use some of this other stuff a bit more coming forward. And we'll see what's down here. I believe that is everything. I think I did check this yesterday. I think that is everything scavenged that we need to scavenge. On day 2, we've got everywhere covered. Yes, we did do that. So you can now come down here, Bruno, and we'll be ready to move on. Good, we've got some proper medications, which is always a very good, strong start. We've got more of this, we've got another book, and we've also got water. We'll leave the sugar as we have been up to this point. Now, the next thing, we've now got a bed built, so that means Pavel can just go and sleep in it by using the hand icon. Most things have a hand icon, and that is the basic step of it all. The next thing we're going to build, we're going to go here, and we are going to build ourselves a crude stove. Now, this is very important for the entire food situation. So I'm going to build that in the kitchen next to the thing. I like to do that because then it's all together. I'm actually going to let Katja not touch that for now, and we're going to just let Bruno build. We're going to leave Pavel asleep, so you'll see here that he is now sleeping, and after a certain amount of time this will disappear. The tired condition will disappear and he'll stand up and start walking around again. That is kind of what we need. We've got a good collection of things now. We need to be a bit careful about what we are going to do going forward, but in general we should be able to keep moving and keep doing well. So now that we have built this oven in the main area here, we are able to go and have a look at what we can make. So Bruno will get better rates for the making stuff here than anyone else will. So if we quickly just jump in here and have a look, you can see that it takes 1 of this, 3 water and 1 fuel to do that. And then we can also make something with vegetables. And that would therefore make 2 instead of making 1. And then down here you can also see how long it would take to cook them. So this is kind of the components you need. This is the how many and how long. So for any of this, we are going to need to make some fuel. However, I am going to hold back on that for now. The reason for this is hunger is an important thing to keep under control, but it takes 2 days before it goes down to any worse than it currently is. Therefore, you only actually have to feed your characters every other day. This gives us a bit more freedom to move around and do what we need to do. So if we quickly jump into here and we can have a look around here, we can't actually build anything else because we're running out of resources, which means that tonight we're going to need to gather more resources. It doesn't look as if anyone's coming to the door, because that is something else that can happen in this game. And we will come to that when it happens. It will probably happen tomorrow, probably with the trader, and I will explain that when we get there. However, for now, there is not much else that we can do. So, what we normally do is we click End Day. And as you can see, Pavel got up when he was ready to get up. We now have got a few more additional locations. Now, if you're interested in what any of the locations are doing in particular, then please do check out the other videos on my channel, as I have just about finished, I think, as of... Actually, I think maybe as of yesterday. No, there's still plenty of more to go. There's about 3 or 4 more weeks. But I've done tutorials on all of the different locations, so you should be able to jump and find the one that you're needing to go through, and then you should be able to see what you need to see. So what I think we're going to do today is, because we are wanting to go to... where's the best place to go? Let's go to the Shelled School. And we're going to therefore send you to scavenge. We're going to let you sleep in the bed, and we're going to let Catcher... Actually, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, because you did sleep last night. And then hopefully we can start to move on from here. This is saying that there is some food, there are huge amounts of materials, lots of meds, and lots of parts. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the two tools that we have, and we're going to go and investigate what we can do. So let us start moving. So this is an ability now to show you what NPCs are, because there are going to be some NPCs in this location. So I'm quickly just going to run in, and as you can remember each time, there is hands wherever you are able to kind of loot things. So I'm quickly just going to gather a few things first of all. And we can see that this door here doesn't seem to be allowing us through. So the reason for this is if we look through this door, we should be able to see, yep, you can see that there are some boards on this other side. So that means that is boarded, but we can see that there is no one actually else in this other side. So that means we need to go upstairs. If we want to unlock this, we have to go from the other side. There's another pile here. And we can see, therefore, that there are some more piles that we can easily dig through because we have the shovel. It's worth bearing in mind that you don't need a shovel to get through these, as I showed in the first video. You can just get someone to dig through it by hand. And during the day, in your house, that's fine. It's mostly the nighttime stuff that we are more... what's the word? We are more aware of, because if we were to, say, get stuck behind one of these... and then needed to dig our way through, we could run out of time and then be caught outside and therefore need to struggle getting back. So therefore it is worth, in my opinion, always having a shovel with you unless you have been to a location before and are 100% sure you won't need it. I always try to take a shovel on my first movement somewhere. So we're quickly just going to grab more materials. Ah, very nice. I'm focusing on more of the, what's the word? I've lost track of what the word is. Gathering more components rather than anything else, just because we ran out of them yesterday and it's a bit tricky. I'm just coming up the top here just to make sure that we can dig through all locations, because this is something, because this one obviously here we couldn't get through, but I feel like that's because you can then go up and over and down. It's always worth zooming out on the map, so you can easily zoom in and out to see what's more happening on the map. So you should be able to relatively easily see any other alternative routes like I just showed you. Good, so let's grab 2 more of that. Let's grab that. Let's keep moving. So I'm going to now dig through and break through this door. I could have also jumped on top. So you see this hole in the roof here? This may not look as if I can jump up, but something here, for example, you can see that there is a piece of scenery here. And actually, that gives you the opportunity to jump up. And sometimes you can find some hidden things up here. So I'm quickly just going to jump down, because I want to show you the people before I run out of time in this location. I'm quickly going to grab what I can from these other piles. Good, that's exactly what I was after. And I just need some components, and then I will start to just go and see who's downstairs. Good, we've got all of this. We've got plenty of wood, which is very, very good. And then we can walk along to here, and we can go and just check. I think I've got a full inventory of things I want. Yeah, there's a good amount of stuff here, though, so I could always come back. Now that I've broken up everything, you can return without too much problems and too much hassle. Good. Let's move and let's see what we are doing. Let's keep going and let us move down. As you can see here, we have another saw grate, so we do need to start getting some saw blades in very, very soon. That is something that we can do once we've upgraded our metal workshop, and we will look into that soon. We can now go down to this lowest level, which I believe is where the NPCs are that we will be interacting with today. It's always worth checking every single path that you go past, because it could be that something has come up that is actually really useful for you. So we're going to just go and have a walk through here. So if you were to worry about, for example, there's someone here, and if you were nervous about this, you are available to have these little hiding spots. If you can see, there's a head and like 2 hands. next to the wall. So if I was to jump in there, I am now hidden. So that means if anyone was to walk past me, they wouldn't be able to see me. That is a very, very useful tactic that we will see very soon. However, we can see here that we are interacting with other people. Sometimes they are passive, as in they do not notice that you exist in any way, shape or form. If I was to, however, go to maybe down here, if I interact with this guy, maybe he will interact with me. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I think he got distracted by what was happening upstairs. He's heard me run with that sound effect, remember? And therefore he was able to be like, oh, who's there? And then came up and saw me. They don't seem to be too worried about me, which is sensible. But then if I look in here, for example, there's a whole load of good stuff here. This is definitely worth coming back to. If I was to now walk this way and go through here, you'll be able to see that there is more stuff over here. Now, this is something that we've come across not yet, but this is something that is an interesting other one. So there's also this icon, this hand with a little like thing underneath it, and that is actually meaning that it's a stealing location. If I was to take from that, it would be counted as stealing from these people, and therefore it would give me a negative morale impact. So morale is not something that we've really learnt into yet, but it is something that is impacted in this game, and it's quite a large part of this game actually. I have done an entire tutorial. I've done tutorials on a lot of the like standalone areas of this game, but it is worth also paying attention to the other bits and pieces. The same thing there, there's another one here, and then if I look here, there's a secret stash behind the fridge, just like you asked. Sometimes these notes are actually really useful for finding additional little covens that you wouldn't have found otherwise. So if I run back here and look in here, you then see that there is a collection of stuff here. I don't need to grab it. I'm going to run to the exit because I'm aware that we're running out of time. So it's worth always being very, very careful on your time, especially in locations like this where you can get quite far back here and you can then get a bit stuck because you don't have this nice easy route out. You actually have to run over the top and do quite a bit of other things. So yes, we are going to head back now and we're going to look at what we are going to do. However, I am just going to leave it there for today. So today we went through beds, we went through the cooker, the initial cooker, and we went through how we were able to kind of get someone to sleep, a few of the status conditions, and the first night exploring a bigger location. Our plan for next time will be to look at maybe people arriving, and also how to deal with a more complex and a more difficult location to scavenge. I will see you then.